guys, welcome back to the channel. So you guys know, if you've seen any of my other videos, that I am obsessed with paper planning. I've literally tried every single type of paper planner out there under the sun because I'm so easily influenced by social media and I literally switch planners like every other month. But one thing that I haven't really shown and tried really is digital planning. And I recently got a new iPad, so I thought, okay, I have to give it a try again. I have tried it once in the past a long time ago, but I was using the Notability app and it really didn't work for me. And this time around, I've switched over to GoodNotes and it is a complete different ballgame. So today I just wanted to share how my digital planning has been going these past couple weeks and give you some ideas on how you can start for free or some paid versions, as well as just some little tips and tricks if you guys want to try it out for the first time. So I'll leave some timestamps down below if you want to jump to a specific section. Otherwise, let's get right into it. So the first and easiest option is to look online for some free digital planners. Like literally, if you just Google free digital planner, there are various versions that you can find. Sometimes it's just kind of like this, where it's kind of like a notebook and it's not really a dated planner, but there's definitely other options online that you can find where sometimes it's just a snippet of the paid planner. But there's also free versions as well. Here I found like a Christmas planner, and I'll link some of the freebies that I found down below. So that is probably the easiest way if you want to get started. I found when I was doing that, I couldn't really find anything that, suited my aesthetic, kind of minimal, more functional. And so the second option, if you want to try this, is if you have used printable inserts before for paper planning. So what you can do is literally just import your PDF printable file and start using it right away. Now, I'm going to zoom you in, and the only difference that that's going to create is that you've imported one sheet, right? And I'll go through some of the details in another video in terms of if you want to know exactly how do you even import a file. It's pretty straightforward, but in the next video I'll kind of show you some of those details. So literally when you import it, it'll look like this. It's just the one paper file, but what you can do is hit that little 4 squares up here and you can add another sheet. You can add your current template again. So now if I close it, you'll see now I have 2 pages. So it's really straightforward. You can literally add any of your existing inserts that you have. Then you could just start planning right away. Now, depending on the size that you have, so for example, this is a printable insert for personal size. So you'll see that there's 2 on one page, and then there's also the space in the middle because of the rings. So is it absolutely perfect? No, but if you want to try it out just with what you have, this is a great way. And the other thing is, you can use the same style that you already use in your printable planner. So the other thing that you can import is, so for example, in my shop, you usually have 2 versions. One is the one you could print on US letter. Another is version 2, which you can print on pre-cut paper of whatever size you're buying. So if you use personal size, for example, and you use version 2 for the pre-cut paper, what it'll look like is like this. It'll be more of the proportions of your personal ring planner. And that way you could use this as a landscape planner. I hope that ring doesn't bother you, but does that make sense? And so there's another option. And with this option, the good thing is your space for your rings is really on the side there and on this side. And so it's not right smack down the middle like you saw in the previous version. So that's kind of the way that you would do it for free printable options. And then you could just add in the dates, you could add in monthlies, you can add in whatever you like. Now, when you do it this way and you create your own based on the existing PDFs that you have from your printables, the only thing that makes this different from like a pre-created digital planner is there's no hyperlinks. So let me show you what a hyperlink is. A hyperlink is essentially something that allows you to touch that spot and takes you directly to that planner page. So this is the planner that I created for myself. So obviously I had to try creating one since I own a planner shop. So when you create one that's an actual proper digital planner, it has hyperlinks. So for example, this is my cover page, and instead of having to scroll, you have hyperlinks. So for example, if I want to get to my content, I can hit my divider tab and it takes me to my contents. Within the contents, I mean, depending on which planner, there's different types of hyperlinks in different spots. So with mine, I wanted my contents page to be able to link me and directly take me to where I want to go. So for example, if I want to go to my different sections, I want to go to my Getting Things Done section, and it'll take me right there when I hit that. When I hit the side and I hit schedule, these dividers take me exactly to my schedules. So if I go back to GTD, for example, and I hit my inbox here, it'll take me directly to my inbox section. Even some sections within here, I've made hyperlinks so that, for example, I'm writing some things in my inbox and I want to jump to my next actions, then it takes me right to my next actions. So that's really the difference. And of course, there's this whole cohesiveness when you buy a digital planner, because everything's made to the same size. It has the divider tabs, and that's really the main difference. And of course, you can create your own planner as well. There's lots of tutorials on YouTube if you just Google it on how to create digital planners. You can use Procreate. You can use Keynotes on a MacBook or iPad. You can use PowerPoint in a Microsoft or Windows computer, right? There's lots of options on how to create your own if you wanted to. And of course, you could purchase one if you want. Okay, so those are kind of the ways to get started. Now let's talk about the actual pros that I kind of found as I was using a digital planner for the past couple weeks. So the first pretty obvious pro is that you can sync your planner across all of your platforms and really have your digital planner anytime. You can have it on your MacBook, on your computer, on your iPad, on your iPad mini. This is a Pro, this is a mini, on my phone, and I can have it anywhere, right? And that was the best thing, was that I could pull up my planner on my phone at any time. If you have Apple, you can use GoodNotes and Notability, but for those who are on Android only, you can't get the GoodNotes app. You have to use Notability, I believe, as across platforms. But for me, it was amazing to, not have to worry about carrying, even though I carry a pocket planner, it's still something extra you have to carry. Some days I just want to go out the door with my phone, and I have my planner with me all the time, which is amazing, right? And so that's one of the biggest pros that I found with this. Then the next pro is being able to copy and paste. Oh my gosh. Okay. So if I use, even in my GTD section as an example, for those of us who are really into GTD, you guys, we've talked about the whole migrating from your inbox to, the next actions list or the waiting on. I don't know about you guys, but I hate rewriting from the inbox and then taking it to my next actions list and then rewriting it again. It's just so much effort. And with digital planning, you don't need to rewrite it. So literally what you can do is, see, if you want to copy something from your inbox over to somewhere else, they have all these tools. One is called this lasso tool. And what you do is you literally just circle the item that you want to copy. You click on it, you copy. And then if I want to take it to my next actions list, I click over, get to my next actions. And then there you go. It's pasted right to where you want it, and you don't have to rewrite it. That alone is a pretty big positive, is it not? Then the next thing that I love is that if you made a mistake, so for example, I have it here and I didn't want it, or I wrote it here and I didn't like it, or the way that I wrote it looks ugly, just take your eraser. And there are no such thing as ugly mistakes. I know some of us hate, whiting things out or covering things, or you want to make things presentable and pretty, and now you can always do it and never have a mistake. How amazing is that? And you're still writing, right? It's not like you're typing and erasing. If you still like the look of your writing, you're still writing it out. So I would say that's another huge pro. So the other thing for me that made me want to try the digital planner is that for me, I do a lot of my work planning. So my corporate job is all kind of online. I use Outlook for my calendar events, and I don't really want to be writing down all my appointments day to day. I don't have time to write them all down and shift them around because they just move so quickly, and it happens, every hour it could change. So what's amazing about this is I can just go and copy over my schedule from my Outlook. You can just take a screenshot and copy over your work schedule into your daily view. So that's what I've been loving, just to see what my work view looks like. And then I can also write in my own schedules if I want to on the side, you know, in between these meetings, or if there's tasks related to the meetings, I can just write it beside there. So that's been working really perfectly for me. And one of the last major pros, I would say, is stickers. And there are a lot of pros, but I just wanted to cover the major ones. I'm not a huge, you know, decorative person. If you guys have seen my other videos, you'll know that, but I know a lot of you guys love stickers. And with a digital planner, you can literally make a sticker out of anything. And I can show you another video on the details on how to do that, but you can literally take a picture from Google and pull it in, and it could be a sticker. But the other thing is there's a lot of stickers you can buy on Etsy, or there's freebies. So for example, you know, with my digital planner that I created, and I'll release on my shop at some point, hopefully by the time this video goes up, link down below. If it's there, it means it's up. If it's not, then I haven't gotten it up yet. Sorry guys. So basically I'm including this like sticker pack, and a lot of digital planner shops have, you know, free stickers with their planners. And so for example, this is the one that I created because I just wanted something minimal. And all you do is, again, using that lasso tool, you just circle it, copy. So let's go to my schedule. I'm gonna go to this week, and you can literally paste your stickers anywhere you want. So let's say I want to put it there. Bam, stickers. Okay, is that not so cool? And so I've just been adding little icon stickers and various things throughout here. Like even these kind of look a little bit like stickers, right? And those I just made within the GoodNotes app. So this, for example, is another sticker. And there are plenty of different styles and different types of stickers for those of you guys who love to decorate. There's like the really cutesy stickers. There's more functional stickers. There's a wide variety. So I think for those of you guys who are into the decorative part of planning, this is really, really fun too, because you don't have to worry about ever, you know, running out of stickers, because they're forever. So those are the major pros that I would say that I found while I was doing my planning in the past couple of weeks. And now I'm going to talk about some of the cons that I found. So one of the biggest cons, I guess I would start with, is there is some learning curve, right? It's not a lot because most of us already have an iPad, we have iPhones, we use technology daily already, but there is a bit of a learning curve in terms of it's not instantaneous like paper planning, where you literally get the paper, you know, printable, you cut it, you put in your planner and just go, right? Here you kind of have to learn about, okay, how do you use the different tools? Like what's the difference between read mode and write mode? Like read mode is when your hyperlinks work. So sometimes, you know, that has tripped up people where they say, oh, I can't jump to different pages, right? A small thing is you have to be in read or write mode, right? So read mode, you can jump into your various schedules, but when you're in write mode, you can't. Then, you know, in here you have various tools. It's not just like paper planning where you literally grab a pen or a highlighter and start going. You have to learn, okay, what does this one mean? That's your text function. What is this? This is your pencil. And then here's, you know, the different levels of how thick you want your pencil. These are the different colors. How do you use stickers? How do you use a highlighter? You get what I mean, right? There's definitely a little bit of a learning curve, but that's not to say it's not worth it, right? And sometimes giving you all these choices allows you more flexibility and to do things more efficiently and in a more functional and better way. But that is a bit of a learning curve that you do need to learn and adjust to, and that's probably the biggest one, I would say. So the second con, of course, is you have to actually have the technology, and if you don't have any of it, it obviously can get very expensive. I have an iPad Pro here, and this is a very expensive tablet. You don't need an iPad Pro though, right? I started with an iPad mini, and I actually used this exact digital planner that I created. I was working off of my iPad mini before I moved over to my iPad Pro. So there are, of course, lots of different varying price points that you can get in at, but it is much more expensive than a paper planner if you're just looking to get started really quickly. Nevertheless, there are some, planner covers that are quite expensive as well, right? Like the Gilios and everything, you get into $500-600. That can buy you an iPad. It can buy you, an Apple Pencil. So that is another major con of digital planning. Now, this last one is something that is very hard, I guess, to overcome without just trying it. And that is some people who just love the feeling of paper and pen. There's no way to combat that. Like, if you're just through and through a paper person, you're probably never going to love an iPad. But what I have to say with that is an iPad gets very, very similar to paper, because I was like that too. I was like, no, I love, paper and pen. I love material things and holding something. But an iPad, you're still holding something, and the love of, writing on your paper. Well, I have this screen protector and it kind of gives this scratchy resistance a little bit. I can link them all down below, this one and some of my accessories down below, but it gives a bit of feedback. So it does feel like I'm writing on paper. It's not like, when I'm just writing on the iPad screen, it feels like glass. It's very slippery. But with this screen protector, it does feel like I'm writing on paper. You can write using the Apple Pencil. I highly recommend the Apple Pencil, but there is also a dupe that I have on my iPad mini right now that's really similar to this. If you don't care about the pressure point, like if you're not an artist, the dupe is amazing. Again, I'll link them down below, but that's a really cheap alternative to this, and it works like pretty much the exact same. Like literally the only difference is, if you are into calligraphy or you're a painter, you might want that pressure sensitivity. Besides that, it's the exact same. But yeah, so when you're writing, like the feedback is really good. Like now it's not like a beginner iPad where when you write, like, it's not picking up what you're writing. When you write now, like it literally picks up exactly how you write. Unfortunately, like this is what my writing looks like in real life. But anyways, so you are really still getting the writing experience. So the only thing I have to say is make sure you have the right app and the right accessories, and it can make the world of difference. Because I tried digital planning a couple years ago and I was using the Notability app, like I said. And also I was kind of doing this hack planner that I made on my own. It was like this weird patchwork planner that I put together. It was before I created printables or any kind of inserts, so I just had no idea. And like, of course, it didn't work for me. And at the same time, back then, I did not have an Apple Pencil. So I was like trying to do it by hand. I was using like this old stylus or using by hand. It was not working. And now that I've upgraded, so, I'm using the Good Notes app. I'm using an Apple Pencil. Again, you don't need the Apple Pencil, but you need a good dupe, right? It's just making all the difference. You have the right planner. And now digital planning is a lot more common, I think, so you can get a lot more resources just on YouTube. And if you want to get started, you can use the printables that you already use in your paper planner and start that way. And so you have the same inserts that you're already used to and the same layouts. And I don't know if I've convinced you, but it really does make a huge difference. Like, yeah, like it looks exactly the same as paper planning, no? So my final verdict on digital planning is that with me working a corporate job and having things online, I will definitely incorporate digital planning into my daily planning in some form, because I do need to sync my work planner onto, whatever I'm planning with, and this is the easiest way. Am I never going to use a paper planner? No, I already am thinking of ways of how to use both. It's kind of just like another planner size, another planner type. One day you're in rings, one day you're in Traveler's Notebook, and another day you're in a Hobonichi. It's going to change month to month, right? So it doesn't hurt to give it a try, especially if you already have an iPad. And so if you guys are interested in a detailed flip of this planner or some more beginner tips on, a really basic walkthrough of how to use planners and the various functions, I will do another video, hopefully following this one. If you guys are interested, comment down below so I know to make it as my next video, and I can walk you through this exact planner. And I wanted to kind of show you some of the different aspects of it, since I didn't really get to do a full flip of it, because this will be in my shop at some point, especially for those of you guys who love GTD, and I know some of you guys have reached out about that already. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!